have a question about desire. In India, I surrendered desires, all desires, and found bliss, was very blissful. And then I came back to the West and picked up desires to a certain extent. But I was still trying to live without desires in the West. And someone told me recently, you can't, be living like that in the West. You have to be pursuing desires. And so if you have goals, then you have to have desires. So I just wanted to hear what you have to say on that subject.
Just keep the microphone. Okay. Where are you living?
Pardon?
Where are you living?
Here in Ojai.
Okay. The whole life, or what we call life, is a desire of God. So we could call life, or the only purpose of life, it's the desire of God. This means that the life is a desire life. So the major difference we have to make is the difference between a desire and an unfulfilled desire. It's not the same. See, if some process happens and it seems to take a certain direction, it's God's desire happening. If the mind intervenes with his own unfulfilled desires, then God's desire will be tainted, distorted, and a kind of personal suffering will happen.
If the mind interferes with its unfulfilled desires?
This is correct.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, things just happen the way they happen. So now we are sitting here more like in a private circle. But there is no personal me having an unfulfilled desire that there should come 20, 50 or 100 people. See, there's just something happening. What is happening is God's desire. And it is unforeseen how things unfold. And the natural unfoldment as God's desire might not be the same as the personal me desire, which is unfulfilled, seeking for fulfillment. So it's really not about giving up. There is a certain misunderstanding, you see. Giving up desires means giving up the personal unfulfilled desires that aim in a certain way, and knowing or diving deeper in this concept of unfulfilled desires of mind. A person that practices self-inquiry will find sooner or later that unfulfilled desires, the whole system of unfulfilled desires is organized in a certain way that will not be fulfilled. So, in other words, the person believes that my unfulfilled desires will finally be fulfilled, but the truth is it's not the case, it's not going to happen. You see, because it's not part of the concept of personal unfulfilled desires. What I'm saying is, when one unfulfilled desire of personal nature will be fulfilled, it will give birth to the next one. Then you're going to pursue the next one. Then maybe the next one will be fulfilled or not. Whatever happens will give rise to another one, because this is the way it is made up. It does not have the intention of total and complete fulfillment. See, the system of unfulfilled desires does not have the intention of final fulfillment. It's a deception.
So then is it not the right thing to surrender all desires?
It is the right thing to surrender personal, unfulfilled desires and see what happens. Because what happens then is what I said, is that God's desire is going to happen.
How does one know if it's God's desire manifesting or if it's not? If
God's
it's
desires,
something else that's manifesting?
Yes, yes. God's desires do not create personal suffering.
Pardon me? It's what?
God's desires do not produce personal suffering for a human being. Whereas the whole system of unfulfilled personal desires, which belongs to the mind, does create suffering, because this person is all life trying to fulfill these desires with a short-term success and a long-term unsuccess.